So one of the, I guess the best answers or things I often hear from my friends or clients or like my coaching clients is I'm going to work on my website this weekend. And I think Andrew, you said the same thing. Like people say, like, I'm just going to launch a website in the week over a weekend, right? And I will admit, like very guiltily, I don't know if it's like the promoter in me or something like that, but not until I actually really got involved in the website building process that I realized that a website is not just something that, you can kind of put together, or at least an authentic website with proper planning and thought and personalization, right? If you caught our live that we did a couple weeks ago, we talked about that, is that it necessarily will just like pop up over the weekend, right? And I will say, because I said, being more involved in the agency and being part of the web development and process, I realized the importance of project management, right? And of course, project management is important everywhere. But yes, the promoter and me realized the importance of project management. So we want to talk a little bit about that today in regards to if you are looking at building your website, to look at what are some of the components involved in building and putting together a website. I think it's really easy to forget about some of these steps. And it's really important to set yourself up for success. And also with whoever you're working with to help you with the website that you're putting together, right? So, Angie, do you want to walk us through like really what are some of the steps involved that and maybe even some of the common pitfalls you notice when people even come to you and want to build a website in regards to expectation, timeline, and turnaround time as well when it comes to websites?
Sure. Yeah. So from my experience, I've certainly heard over the years of like, oh yeah, we're planning to like launch our website this weekend. It's like, oh yeah, how's it going? How long have you been working on it? It's like, oh, well, we'll figure it out this weekend kind of thing. It's like, okay, all right. Well, good luck with that. And yeah, and like it's not unheard of to put together maybe like a landing page. If you've already done all the copy, like it's one thing to say like I launched a website in a day. It's possible, but there's multiple pieces to before that launch to really make it a successful launch, right? So what we do here at Pika Designs is like we break it down and we sort of explain like how we do it right from the get-go. Before we agree to work on a website, we like to overline what's involved, why does it take as long as it takes for the project to happen. And so that starts with like once a website has been agreed to, we sit down with our clients and we have like an onboarding call or kickoff call where we go over kind of like what are the expectations, what are the so they know like what's to come up. And so that will start like on that call. We also outline, reiterate basically what's agreed upon in the contract for the proposal. So we go over, okay, what are the pages that we were building, and sort of starting off there, starting easy. It's basically you're creating like a sitemap. So you're just agreeing like or confirming that like, hey, these are the pages they're going to be built. From there, we focus on copy, and because copy is like one of those things that people will think it's the easiest thing to do. But when they get started, they realize like how well it can be really frustrating if you are not an experienced copywriter or haven't been around it or done much of it before, because there's a very different mixture of science and art, because there's like Alex talks about the neuroscience and like how the brain works. So you really want to capture those feelings and expectations, what some of your visitors will experience. But then you also want to like present it in a way that also like captures their attention and flows them through your content. So copy, what we do is we create copy docs. We spend time. We'll create like just a simple document, Word document, Google Doc, whatever's easy to collaborate with our clients, and we'll like create a page for each of our pages, and we kind of outline like all the copy that's going to be on the page, and we'll support them, and to kind of give them some guidance. Sometimes we'll do it with them. Sometimes we'll do it, create like a quick draft for them, and then they'll be responsible for editing it so that make sure it sounds like them. Because we really want to make sure like this website, they want like my goal when I build a website for someone is that they're proud of their website. They want to like show it off. And so in order to do that, it has to be something that they stand behind 100%. So I make sure that like they're involved throughout the process. So starting with copy, and then once all the copies all created, we'll then get into design. And design includes taking that copy. and then taking like any other digital assets, any videos, any images, any other like testimonials and other external piece of digital assets that we can then merge together to display that copy and create design mockups, which are just a representation of what the page could look like, but it's just like they're just like mockups. There's images so that we can like quickly create these and then make small tweaks for them for our clients. So while we work through our design process, our clients will then provide feedback through it and improve it. And once that happens, then we'd actually design or actually develop the page onto a web page. So that's the next step. Then once all that's completed, we have to like look at what are any other integrations that need to work with the website. So that can include like contact forms, that can include any like sales funnel software that or other tools or any like booking calendars, making sure that everything clicks properly, goes to the right spots, the forms to submit and notifications go to the right spot. And so that is just part of our like internal and external testing processes as we integrate and test and make sure everything works smoothly. So those are all the pieces what we do, and everything has to work. Client signs off all throughout each step before we actually launch to it. So when someone says like, yeah, I'm just gonna like launch a website in a weekend, I say best of luck. If you need some help or some support with it, we can always happy to talk. But from my experience, it'll usually take more than a weekend.
And I think what's really important, like there's a couple of things that you highlighted there, right? One thing is communication, right? Being in sort of constant communication between the client and then, with the agency, having those regular check-in points. We have noticed that just having that regular check-in point, it supports you being accountable. It also supports really moving the project along, right? Previously years ago, we didn't have as often of check-in points, and we always noticed that when that happened, it would delay a project. So to keep projects on pace, having those regular check-in points really supports with moving a project forward, right? So if you do have, a deadline in mind or a certain time frame, right? These are the kind of things that are going to support with the project, especially for someone like me who like loves that accountability of like having the check-in, understanding, okay, what do you need from me? What do we need from you, right? Having that constant communication. Because a lot of times that's where the breakdown happens. The breakdown in a timeline often is not necessarily on our end. It's often usually with the client because of getting the copy or getting things approved. And we have, of course, over the years, fine-tune our processes to support in closing that gap, because we understand you're busy, life gets busy. And that's why, over time, we modify and tweak our own processes internally to ensure that the project stays on par and to be really clear that, you understand what we need from you and vice versa, right? Because again, it's still your website. And so being able to work with clients and create their vision, right? It's really important that we keep the communication. And then I think like, sort of, I know for myself, what I really appreciate is like having a really clear timeline of like, okay, this is the breakdown of the project. These are the dates, so that if there's something that comes up, like a vacation or something is happening, you're able to take that into account and you can adjust the timeline, right? So that it works for both parties, so that you're getting a product that you're really proud of and you're excited about, and that, it comes, all the pieces come together, right? So, if you are somebody looking at getting a new website, or you're looking at revamping your website, we help a lot of, coaches and business owners like redo their website, especially if it's been a few years. We still have a few spots open for May. And so we'd love to connect with you, find out if we're a really good fit. And if, we can support you in creating your vision and supporting you in looking at the timeline and the time frame that comes with doing a website. So yeah, thanks so much for watching us. And of course, if you have any questions, again, with timelines, with timeframes, and what's all involved with a website, please don't hesitate to reach out and connect with us. And yeah, we'll see you next time we go live. Bye.